I really believe that Oakland is at a tipping point. If we don't figure out how to invest into our small business community, then business owners that have been here for a long time, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, are getting pushed out and priced out.
I've been a designer for so many years. That has always just been at the center of who I am. I'm Raquel Conte. I'm the owner and designer of OwlNWood. I've always wanted to have my own store.
She had already been designing and producing, selling at festivals and pop-ups, so there was already some momentum. She has a lot of events at that place. It is a community space.
When I buy something from OwlNWood and I wear something from OwlNWood that's made by Raquel, who is this person in the community who's a friend of mine, it feels different in my life.
Hey, how are you? We have a whole collection that is kind of like highlighting Oakland. I have my Oakland Heart sweatshirt, and then I have this sporty sweatshirt that is super popular. It's like kind of our best sellers. Oakland is really hot at the moment, and people come in for these a lot. I found a place that sews locally, and so we sew our own tees, and we print them locally and design them locally.
When you walk into a small business and you can say hello and give a hug to the small business owner, I think it just builds that interaction. The soul of a city is created by knowing your community member, by knowing your small business member, by knowing your neighbor. That's the very thing that's getting threatened right now. That's the very first thing that's getting pushed out.
All right, all set. Raquel's shop is a beacon for any kind of creative artist. You know, it's a small business, which we don't have many of nowadays. I feel like they're getting closed just because there's a lot of changes that are happening now. And I just want to make sure that, you know, the culture of Oakland, its history doesn't get lost.
How you feeling? Pretty?
The really amazing thing about a small business is that, you know, because it's so small, it cares a lot about the community.
And she can look at you, but it's more from this angle. Great. Running the store, buying the products, curating other people's stuff, and also managing the financial part of it, just really overwhelming.
Okay, and then this one for the website.
Mm-hmm. So that would be the front page, right?
Definitely.
I think I can do that. I can
Okay.
get those. Yeah, so you can see all the construction here. The next 2 blocks is all full blocks being changed to housing. I'm really worried that, you know, the building where my sewing facility is, that they're gonna be priced out. Wow, thank you, Wing. That looks great. All right, I'll see you next time. All the prices are skyrocketing because whole blocks are being like redeveloped and new buildings are coming up. You know, a lot of our leases are up and people are worried that they're not gonna be able to stay in their places.
Development is rampant. You know, we're seeing people leaving, you know, people spending, you know, close to half of their income on rent, which is just not sustainable. And it's not how you build a future.
There's definitely a trend lately, I would say, within the last 6 months. We lost maybe 4 stores, and the last one was my neighbor's store, Marin and Rose, and we've been kind of holding it down as we start slowly losing other storefronts. It's really hard when we have empty storefronts basically across from me and on the side and around the corner. And I'm just kind of getting worried about the future, if there's not foot traffic for me to be able to kind of justify the store.
When you put border storefronts and you don't see any commercial activity, you don't see foot traffic, it actually affects the other businesses that are right next to it. So when people see storefronts, they don't see any vibrancy, any livelihood, or there's no reason for me to go into that neighborhood if all these places are boarded up. Communities lose food traffic, and who ends up losing the most is actually the existing businesses that are already there.
To be surrounded with empty storefronts is always super challenging. You know, you look at your day's sales, like, okay, today I only did this amount, and then the foot traffic is not necessarily the way everybody wanted it to be. So I have to close the store. I just didn't have the money to keep up with it.
It's a shame because, right, we want development, but very often development leads to displacement. You know, and it's hard to walk away. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, look who it is. Going back, just looking at the role that Raquel has played in supporting, like, not just her own endeavor, but putting other people first and supporting their own crafts in the things that they think that this world should have.
You know, I'm carrying almost 20 other small designer brands. You know, I had to write all my consignors and said, you have to come and pick up your stuff. I have a small website that I'm looking really forward to be able to put all my energy into that. And it has been hard to both run a full store and then also keeping my online store up. I think in people's busy lives, if you want to shop local, you have to make it as an effort these days. It's not something we can just expect anymore because it is hard for small neighborhoods to survive if people don't use it.
It is a cautionary tale what's going on in Oakland. Just like entrepreneurs, you know, they don't start a business, they take a risk. We gotta take risks. You gotta show the small business that you care. You gotta feed them resources. You gotta highlight them and tell their stories. We want that soul to remain in the city. It's like, how do you actually feed that soul and how do you actually keep it? And it's hard, but we ought to try.